Hello, this is Doug Brook at NorthStar DHI Services. Today we're going to be taking a look at transition cows and looking at goals that we should be shooting for if we're going to have a healthy dairy. First of all, I will go into our tracker program in PCDART and look at Activity Tracker. We're going to choose days in milk on the main screen for setup, and we want to choose fresh, sold, dyed, non-dairy calls, dairy calls, and all calls as information to look at. When I go ahead and preview this report, this is going to show me in the last 365 days by days in milk, number of cows that had freshened or sold or dyed, and all calls. There is a box up here to show percentages. I will click on that, so that I know that my call rate for the last 365 days was 48%. But we're looking at the call rate in the first 60 days. In this herd, that would be 11, 7, and 5. That's 22% of the cows were culled in the first 60 days of their lactation, shooting for a goal of 6%. And if we look at dyed cows, we've got 3.4% dyed, shooting for a goal of 2%. So that is one way within the tracker system in PCDART that we can go ahead and look up that information. What I want to do is save that setting name for sold and dyed, and I will save that report so that next time I come into Activity Tracker, I can go and find any one of these already saved reports and load that report. So I already have my report in the tracker system set up. Another thing we want to look at would be startup milk in the first 40 days of the lactation. We can go into the herd graphs on PCDART, and we can create a new user graph. So once I get into the herd graphs, go into my user-defined graphs tab, I'm going to create a new user-defined graph looking at the first 40-day milk production for this herd. So we're going to call this report average 1-40 days in milk. The database items that I do want to use would be 151 and 152, 153, and 154. I can find those if I look at all the database items that can be listed. I will find the milk daily for the 3 different lactation groups and for all cows as database items I can list. Once I say OK, and I can plot that list, it's kind of a busy list, but as I would take a look at what's gone on over the past 4 years, you would see that things are pretty steady. There may be some up and down trends depending on the season for these cows, but that gives me an idea what the 1 to 40 days in milk would be for this particular herd. One other way I can take a look at that same type of information, if I go to my reports and I choose standard reports, I'm going down here to an 803 herd summary that's in PCDART, and this is a portion of the DHI 202 herd summary, and I can see right here what my daily milk production is in the first, second, and third and greater lactation for this particular test day. Now if I want to know what cows are doing a year ago on that particular test day, I can go over here to where it says test day. I can drag down and go to a year ago, preview that report, and now I can see what the cows were doing a year ago for the 1 to 40 day milk production. It gives me an idea what's gone on in the past. One other user report that we can create if we go into our reports and I create a new one, I'm going to call this report average daily milk by week. So I want to look at some database items. I want to go ahead and look at lactation number. There are some database items that are available within PCDART to look at the average daily milk for week 1. We're going to be looking at the average daily milk for week 4. We're going to be looking at the average daily milk for week 8. We're also going to be looking at the average daily milk for week 12. I want to be looking especially my 3rd and greater lactation cows. So once I go into a subgrouping as part of creating this report, I'm going to choose 8 as my lactation number, and I'm going to choose lower as 1, upper is 1, lower 2, upper 2 for lactation number, lower 3, upper 3, lower 4, upper 20. And I'm just going to be looking at averages only. So once I go ahead and preview that report, this is going to show me what the average milk by week 1, 4, 8, and 12 are for these cows, looking at today as the test day. Go ahead and save this report. For me, it's number 65. And now I have 2 and 3 and 4 different ways that I can be looking at goals for healthy dairies and transition cows. This is Doug Brook at NorthStar DHI Services. You may contact me at any one of the telephone numbers listed on the screen or jot me an email. Thank you.